Still in the boring desert area in Luigi's Mansion, Waluigi Moon. So I guess we're gonna go get the clock hand now, so...
Hold on a moment. There's an actual moon behind the clock tower, but we're trying to re-put the moon together. Eggman didn't even use the eclipse scan, and this game is bullshit.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just a magic stone that has the name Moon in it.
But that's not as fun.
It's not even accurate. Wasn't it called the Dark Crescent?
Well, if it's orbiting the Earth...
The Dark Croissant.
How big...
Yeah, the Dark Croissant. There you go.
How big does something need to be orbiting the Earth in order to be considered a moon?
Technically, I think... I don't know, actually.
And now it's time for BrainScratch Science!
I think it
Starting
just
right.
needs to be visible. I'm not really sure. I know, like, the technical term for things that are orbiting is just satellites.
Boom.
Okay. What caused that to explode?
Light.
That...
Light.
It's
very sensitive.
He wrote the name in the death note. That's okay. I get it. Wait, how do you kill a ghost? I thought if you wrote a ghost's name in the death note, it wouldn't work. Or does that only apply to a certain kind of spirit?
So yeah, what he said.
I'm sorry, I've got Death Note on the brain because I just watched the ending of the anime. It is okay. I don't like the ending so much as the rest of it, though.
Is the manga and the anime substantially different in its ending?
Just
slightly.
Just the way the final hour wraps up. I think the manga has an extra chapter about the world after Kira dies, where there's like a Kira cult and someone else who gets their hands on a Death Note and tries to start doing the same thing Kira did, but sort of loses his nerve pretty early on.
He dies outside of a warehouse in the anime, and the manga, he chokes on a T-bone steak at a Denny's. Right as someone's writing his name.
Okay,
on the book.
You say that as a joke, but I've read quite a few books in my time where the killer gets away and then some misfortune befalls them after the fact and they die before the book ends.
That's supposed to be, it's supposed to be like dramatic irony.
Karma.
No, dramatic
like,
irony is when you know something that the characters don't. Never mind.
I forget the name of it, but there was a book that was about a murder victim who dies, and you see whatever follows from their perspective from heaven or the afterlife or whatever.
And it's called The Spirit of Justice.
Is that Lovely Bones, was it?
That's the one. That's the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I've heard of it.
And she has the opportunity. She has the opportunity to take control of someone's body toward the end of the book, and she has the choice to make sure her killer gets brought to justice. She gives up on it and has sex with someone instead. It was kind of weird, and the killer just winds up getting ganked by a random icicle. Anyway, so...
Got the priority straight, I guess.
Oh, it was supposed to be something like, you got this short chance at life again after dying. Are you gonna use it on revenge, or are you gonna try and live for a little while? That kind of thing.
You're gonna fuck someone.
No, it wasn't tasteless. It was more like, she gets to be a teenager for 20 seconds. It's kind of nice. It's kind of
20 seconds.
They are teenagers, John.
It was a good book. I like that book. I've never gone back to it, but I enjoyed it while I was reading it at the time. It's stuck in my memory, so that means something to me.
Oh, so it was you setting up those tacky paintings.
This one, you know what it looks like? It just looks like somebody didn't finish their coloring book.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. You get a paintball gun while we're at it and finish the job.
Man,
Splatoon wouldn't be a thing until 2 years later.
You know, Luigi must have some killer lower body strength if he can move the floor just by walking in place.
Yeah, when he's walking, he's not walking amongst the Earth. He's having the Earth rotate under his feet. Get it right.
No wonder he can jump so high.
Well, no, if we're being honest, if jump height was proportional to his strength, he should be going to the moon at this point. The Dark Moon.
It depends on how strong the gravity of Mario's planet is.
10 times Earth gravity.
Well,
Oh.
it must not be very high gravity because Mario is a fat ass and he can jump like 5 times the height of a normal human being.
Is Mario fat, though?
He's kind of chubby, is what he's.
He's pudgy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fat.
Yeah, because Wario's fat.
Because he's got a gut, but that's all I see is the gut.
Yeah, Wario's fat.
Yeah, Wario's fat.
Wario's the unusual combination of fat and muscular that you only ever really see in the real world with sumo wrestlers.
I call that husky.
Phew.
Red coins.
Such
Much faster in
time-
this game.
Such time, what tension. Wow.
Yeah, it's like, you know that one red coin mission we had in Mario 64 in Lethal Lava Land? They should all be like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
And there he
you
is.
fucked with that mask about 5 different ways, and he just did not care. But you shine your strobe light at him, and that's what gets him to move.
He's epileptic.
Yeah, you're purposefully inducing seizures to capture them.
We're the hero. Don't you
Yeah.
know?
Or Batman.
Oh, man.
Now, I remember reading the beginning of Batman Hush, where he's saving that kid who was kidnapped, and he's doing a scan on all the crooks that are inside the ship, and he mentions one of them has metal plating on his head, so he throws metallic balls at him to induce vertigo.
What?
That
And
works.
then he knocks his lights out. It's not
Super
so much being
prepared.
villainous, it's taking advantage of the situation.
Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff is clever, but you gotta wonder, like, did he have those metal balls in his
It's
utility
Batman.
belt? Does he carry them around just in case he runs into someone with metal plating on their head?
His
Actually, it's
utility
Batman.
his utility belt enters a
Hey.
interdimensional portal where he
Let me
can
ask you this.
or access anything.
Let me ask you this. Who was responsible for putting those metal plates on his head in the first place?
Superman.
You couldn't see it, but I winked at you. Did you say Superman? Well, what a dick.
Yeah.
He's a monster. He needs to be stopped.
Well, you see, there's this
But if I do it, that's okay.
there's this great organization which you should hear of. It's called Cadmus. They do great work. You should check them out.
You got a business card?
We're on the internet, John.
You're
I
right.
could send you their email address, I guess. I don't know.
That's the business card of a website.
You see, they had this really great idea. They stopped all this crime in Gotham City the other day. They got Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, and the Joker to go beat up some bad guys, and it worked out great. Never had.
Again, I ain't just bullshitting, because the Joker doesn't do that for anybody.
Wait, what? Was Joker ever with the Suicide Squad in the comics?
Not that I know
to my
of.
knowledge, no.
Because that seems like a really dumb thing to do. Like even by DC government standards, is try to get the Joker to do anything good. Because like he's the one criminal in the entire DC universe that has like no psychological profile whatsoever and therefore defies understanding. You have to be
Good Joker would be Joeseph Kerr.
All I'm saying is you have to be incredibly naive to expect anything good to come from that, even if you do strap a suicide bomb to him.
I'd probably just find it funny. He'd be like, "Oh boy, how many people can I freak out by showing them my suicide bomb?"
I think it's one of the few mandatory boos.
Boodonculus.
It's like I'm pretty sure the only reason Joker was even in there is because they hadn't introduced a cinematic Joker for the Harley Quinn to go with, so they had to introduce them at the same time. So it was just a weird pacing issue.
Yeah, that pretty much sounds like it.
But then they went and cut out half of what was there to introduce the Joker and Harley Quinn in the first place, so it just kind of wound up falling flat.
I'm like 80% certain that they're going to be ending up recasting that role eventually whenever they want to do something real with him.
I hope that's the only time we see the Joker in the DC universe, to be honest.
Really?
I do not like Jared Leto's performance.
Yeah.
I thought he was so boring.
Well, what if they got a different guy to do it?
They cut out
Maybe.
they cut out a fair bit of what was in there for the Joker and Harley Quinn because
I don't care. I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah, all I'm saying is like we didn't really see the intended character because people were uncomfortable about it.
The Joker I saw in Suicide Squad was Macaulay Culkin gone mad.
Nobody wants to give Macaulay Culkin power. It's just a bad idea.
I still can't understand the concept of trying to make the Joker less disturbing, though.
A hipster, druggy rock star. I agree.
You can... Disturbing has different aspects. Like, for instance, walking in on your parents having sex is disturbing in a different way than walking into a room full of zombies. They're both gonna fuck you up, but in specifically different ways.
All I'm saying is that basically they cut out a bunch of content to make the Joker more palatable, but he's evil. What exactly are you trying to accomplish by making the evil guy not as evil?
It probably just has to do with something that they cast villains as the rest of the protagonists. So
it was a focus test thing. People were uncomfortable with the way the Joker treated Harley Quinn. Like, oh shit. We were able to handle this stuff when we were freaking 14, 13 in the animated series. I don't know if they really jumped the shark with it and then just realized they overdid it and had to get rid of it, or what.
Isn't Harley Quinn dating Poison Ivy in the comics right now?
They have a fling every now and again, but
Harley Quinn in the comics
No,
is
I
kind
think
of...
it's just full out confirmed. I think Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are
it's
a straight up couple.
It's not as clear cut as a couple. Harley Quinn is kind of one of those, just has a fling with whoever, whenever kind of people.
But Poison Ivy is the go-to, so I call that
Yeah,
couple.
yeah. It's just, neither of them are... They're not in any kind of dedicated relationship. It's just something that they do.
They're super friends with benefits.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
essentially.
let's go with it.
I was very proud of that pun. That one made me feel good.
Here we are talking about Suicide Squad in the middle of a desert mansion in a ghost game. This is...
You wondering why we're talking about literally anything else?
No, I'm just reflecting on how my life came to this bizarre
Oh,
point.
Windows, Skype is now available. Thank you for telling.
Oh shit!
Oh my
I'm
god.
not sure if the audience heard that, but Ted essentially cut out, and there was the Skype rejection noise. As if Skype just murdered Ted.
I hate Skype. I hate Skype.
Ted, are you okay?
You know what just happened? My computer... Okay, so we had to start late today because my computer did a Windows update. My computer just flashed a sign at me saying, Skype is now available, and then immediately closed Skype. Good game, Windows. Good game.
Slowpoke Windows 10.
It was probably a Skype update.
It's probably because I'm using the desktop version of Skype instead of their weird app version of Skype. So...
Yeah, I'm still using the desktop version of Skype too, because why would I want to use the Windows 10 Store app that's more limited? Like, seriously, Windows. Metro is interesting, but stop forcing it down our throats. If I want to use my computer like a goddamn tablet, I'll buy a Windows tablet. Which I was probably going to do anyway, but you're just sort of turning me off to the idea by trying to turn my desktop into one.
You don't get to use the thing you way you want it. You have to use it the way we tell you to use it.
Yes, Father.
That mentality is stupid, because like it's the opposite of why people would go for a computer over something else.
Honestly, it's the reason why people generally go to Windows over Apple in the first place, is because it's easier. It's supposed to be easier to use than
It's both easier to use and easier to customize to the way you want it, because it's not as locked down. In theory, they seem to be losing that and occasionally getting it back.
Luigi, don't spin your DS like that. That's how you drop it and break the thing. And
It's just a Model 1 DS. Those things are worthless.
not to.
And Tonka Tough.
I wonder what would break first, a Model 1 DS or a GameCube.
Model 1 DS.
To the top of the Empire State Building.
Never underestimate the power of the GameCube.
Yeah, but can the GameCube survive a bomb from the Gulf War, though, is the big question.
Has everyone tested?
Well, there's that Game Boy in the Nintendo War.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but has everyone ever tested it on the GameCube?
The GameCube is so badass it would hide inside of a refrigerator to survive the explosion.
Did you guys ever see that video from X-Play? Or at least G4?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it, though.
Yeah, they dropped a PS2, Xbox, and GameCube from, like, I don't know, was it 2, 3 stories? Or, I don't remember, but it was pretty high up, and the GameCube was the only thing that still worked.
I thought that they did other stuff to all of them beforehand as well.
I'm pretty sure the reason the GameCube survived that fall is because the GameCube isn't as flat.
Probably.
No, because the GameCube is Tonka Tough.
It's made by Nintendium.
Made by Nintendo, don't forget that.
I'm looking
Yeah, but
at the thing right now because I have it right here. Although, really, the GameCube isn't really so much as a cube as it is just a box. Well, it's closer to a cube if you have the Game Boy player on it. But,
Yeah, what's a box?
yeah.
It's a cube.
Well, no, a cube has equal sides, John. Anyway, there's probably a lot of redundant plastic on the GameCube, which has a lot to do with it. Like, the actual computing stuff is probably like hidden way in the middle, and so you have to get through all the extra shit on the outside in order for you to.
Okay, yeah, that's to protect us from its highly radioactive core.